Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. Today, Julia, we're diving into the idea of consistency. To start, can you clarify what we really mean by consistency for English learners?
Of course, Jason. In simple terms, consistency means practicing English regularly, whether it's every day or several times a week. It's like forming a habit doing something repeatedly over time, even when it feels challenging or motivation is low.
That's a great point. Many people think they need to study for hours, but is it true that even short, regular practice counts toward consistency?
Absolutely. Even just 10 minutes a day can make a real difference. It's like watering a plant a little every day keeps it healthy. In language learning, those small efforts add up over weeks and months.
So, forming a simple, repeatable routine is the foundation of consistency. Let's explore why this matters so much for learners. Julia, why is consistency considered such a game changer when it comes to learning English compared to cramming or irregular study?
Think of learning English like building a house, Jason. You can't put up all the walls in one day. You need to lay one brick at a time. Practicing every day helps you remember vocabulary and grammar, making each new lesson build on the last.
That's a strong analogy. Is there evidence that consistent learners retain information better than those who study sporadically?
Yes, studies show that regular, spaced practice strengthens memory and recall. According to a 2021 research paper in Applied Linguistics, students who practiced daily retained 40% more new words over a month than those who studied inconsistently.
With that in mind, let's talk about common pitfalls that disrupt this consistency. What mistakes do English learners often make when trying to stay consistent, and how can these be avoided?
A major mistake is starting out too strong studying intensely for a few days, then burning out. It's like sprinting at the start of a marathon and running out of energy. This sudden stop disrupts habit building.
I've seen that. Another trap seems to be expecting fast results. Some learners believe they'll be fluent in weeks and quit when progress is slow. How can they manage these expectations?
Setting realistic goals is crucial. Language learning is a long-term journey. Also, lacking a structured plan is a problem without a routine. Motivation fades. Start with simple, achievable steps to build momentum.
Let's shift to practical strategies for building strong, sustainable habits. Julia, what practical steps can help learners build consistent English habits that last?
Begin with small, clear goals. For example, commit to practicing English for just 10 minutes daily. It's less overwhelming and easier to maintain. Over time, these short sessions become a reliable part of your routine.
That makes sense. Does tying practice to daily routines, like listening to English at breakfast, really help?
Definitely. When you link English practice to existing habits like reading before bed or listening during your commute, becomes automatic. This consistency makes learning less of a chore and more integrated into your life.
Let's consider how variety can keep learners engaged and motivated. How can using different English learning methods help maintain consistency and prevent boredom?
Mixing methods keeps things fresh. Try podcasts, songs, videos, reading, and speaking. It's like cross-training in sports. Each activity strengthens a different skill. More importantly, it keeps your brain engaged and reduces frustration.
That's a great comparison. Would you say even talking to yourself in English counts as effective practice?
Absolutely. Self-talk helps build fluency and confidence. For example, narrating your actions or practicing new phrases aloud can reinforce speaking skills, especially if you don't have a partner.
Speaking of partners, how does social interaction enhance consistency? How important is it for learners to have an English-speaking partner or study group for consistency?
Having a partner or joining a group keeps you accountable. When you know someone is expecting you, you're less likely to skip practice. Plus, real conversations sharpen listening and speaking skills in ways solo study can't.
And for those who don't have access to partners, what alternatives do they have?
Try online forums or language exchange apps. If that's not possible, recording yourself or even teaching imaginary lessons can simulate interaction. The key is regular engagement, even if it's just with yourself.
Let's look deeper at the science behind why this regular practice is effective. What's happening in the brain when we practice English consistently, Julia?
Regular practice triggers neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. The more you repeat an action, like speaking English, the stronger the neural pathways become. It's like building a road. Use it often, and it becomes smooth and fast.
Does this mean habits eventually make learning automatic, like driving or brushing your teeth?
Exactly. When something becomes a habit, your brain requires less effort to perform it. Consistent English practice shifts skills from conscious effort to automatic response, making speaking and understanding easier over time.
Let's reinforce these ideas with real success stories. Julia, can you share examples of learners who achieved remarkable progress through consistent practice?
Definitely. One student, Maria, practiced English for just 10 minutes each morning by listening to podcasts and repeating phrases. After a few months, she noticed a big jump in her understanding and confidence at work.
That's inspiring. I've also heard of Ahmed, who studied English 15 minutes daily and eventually passed an important exam, landing his dream job. What about less traditional methods, like self-talk?
A friend of mine practiced speaking by talking to herself, pretending to have conversations. Recording her voice helped spot mistakes and build fluency. Over time, this self-driven method led to smoother, more confident speech.
These stories prove that steady effort beats bursts of motivation. But what about staying motivated during tough times? Consistency sounds great, but setbacks happen. How can learners stay motivated when progress feels slow or life gets busy?
Start by reminding yourself why you're learning your goals, like travel or career advancement. Celebrating small wins, such as learning new words or having a short conversation, can boost your morale and keep you on track.
Do you think making learning enjoyable is important for motivation?
Absolutely. Choose topics you love: music, sports, food, anything that makes practice feel fun. And don't be too hard on yourself. If you miss a day, just restart the next day. Consistency is about persistence, not perfection.
Let's wrap up with some actionable daily tips for our listeners. Julia, what are some simple, practical tips our listeners can use every day to keep their English practice consistent?
Try writing one sentence about your day in English, or think through your to-do list in English. Listen to a podcast, song, or video for a few minutes daily. These small habits add up.
What about speaking? Should learners practice out loud even if they're alone?
Yes, speaking out loud helps your brain and mouth get used to English sounds. Also, review old material regularly. Repetition strengthens memory. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day is powerful if done consistently.
Let's offer some final encouragement to our listeners as they work toward their goals. Julia, after all we've discussed, what's your message for learners aiming to be consistent with their English practice?
Remember, consistency is the true secret to success. Small steps every day lead to big improvements. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on steady progress and enjoy the journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to hear how you stay consistent with your English practice or your success stories. Leave a comment below.
Also, check out the episode description for helpful links and resources. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and you'll be amazed at your progress. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone, and remember, every little effort counts toward your English mastery.